So, Mr. Bob, have you seen the IGCC report? Actually, I saw it on The Guardian that there was a leak report, draft report about climate change.
I'm a reviewer on the report, but the rules of it are that I'm not supposed to comment on it. But what I did talk about was tipping points in the climate system. So I can talk about tipping points if you would like me to, because they are very important in this issue and might relate to drought. So a tipping point in the climate system is one where you get to a temperature at which you make a very substantive change, and that change then either you can't stop it anymore, or you can't reverse it, or it starts to accelerate. And there are circumstances under which, for instance, you can flip local climates. So you can go from a climate that is, you get microclimates. So you may have a rainforest area that relies on heavy rainfall, seasonal rainfall. And part of the reason they get the heavy rainfall is because it's full of vegetation. But if you raise temperatures and you start increasing drought, the vegetation dies and you go from having a rainforest to having a savanna, which is much drier. That's the worry about the Amazon. It's also the worry about the world's second biggest rainforest in the Congo Basin. Will we ever get to a situation where the climate has changed so much that the rainforest dies back in Congo Basin, which is bad for the Congo Basin because it will fundamentally change the climate and the livelihoods and lives of both humans and all of the ecosystems that rely on it, but also because the rainforests are absolutely critical to dealing with climate change because they soak up carbon dioxide. And if we lose the rainforest, we lose an important source of vegetation that pulls down carbon dioxide, that helps with, try and limit the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which is driving climate change. So that's why we want to avoid getting near tipping points. We think in the Amazon, we're getting very close to the point where you will have reduced the size of the rainforest to such a level that it becomes inevitable that it will die back. So, but I think we know a lot less about the Congo Basin, but we could be similarly, and it's not just the impacts of climate change, it's the impacts of other human activities such as deforestation that put the whole viability of the rainforest at risk. Because if you start reducing the amount of trees, you alter the local climate and you increase the chances of it flipping to a kind of a savanna type climate, which would then lead inevitably to the rest of the rainforest dying back, which would be disastrous for not just for the countries of the Congo Basin, but for the world.
So does this report come to you as a surprise, considering what happened in the past and what you have observed in the past?
No, it doesn't come as a surprise to me because the report is based on all the evidence. I mean, essentially, it's a review of all the evidence that's been published. And it's just telling us, it's summarizing in a very clear way for policymakers. And the final version is due to be published next year. There are 3 reports from the IPCC. The first one will deal with the science, the physical impacts, the physical science of climate change. The second one is on impacts and adaptation. And the third one is on climate change mitigation, which is about how to reduce emissions. The first one on the physical science is due to be published soon. But this one on impacts, the one that has been leaked, is due for publication next year.
Okay, thank you so much. Your final words to the whole world, especially Ghana.
Well, Ghana is on the front line and of climate change, and I would just say that Ghana should has